Don Q is a really new brand to me, if you like. I'm doing the Don Q 7 today, and the only tasting I've had in this is a live stream probably a few months ago now, where I did this as a blind tasting for my sort of membership community. But, you know, I'm revisiting, even then, when you're doing live, you don't really kind of pick up everything. You know, you're more concentrating on doing the live show than actually tasting the rum. But on the aroma, I get vanilla. I get lovely sort of pear. I get pear, apricot, those sort of stone fruit vibes off there. There's a slight nod to sort of barrel aging in there, but not woody, not like really in your face. But there is the other thing I get that I kind of love off these sort of styles of rum is that honey vibe. Honeyed apricots, the bit of vanilla, the bit of pear. Smells delicious. And then to taste, you know, that really doesn't let you down on a taste at all. That's really delicious. That is my style of session rum. I quite happily drink that neat. The honey is definitely there. The apricot is definitely there. The vanilla is definitely there. You get a little prickle of spice, like a dry cinnamony spice, but not too much. Would kind of give you the sort of barrel aging that's gone on there. At the end of the day, it's a 7-year-old rum, so it's been in barrels for 7 years, and some part of it a little bit longer. That for me is actually a really delicious, neat sipper. But you know what? For all you rum and coke fans, even though it's not the sort of rum I would pick up for a rum and coke, that is actually a really delicious rum and coke. A lighter, fruitier rum and coke. I would say actually emphasises the real sort of stone fruit, the apricot-y kind of vibes that you get off there. Maybe a little bit of pear off there. It's actually a really delicious rum and coke. So it's almost as nuts as this sounds. It almost is like a refreshing rum and coke. Now, as always with these videos, the whole purpose is to answer the 3 questions. Do I think it's value for money? Have I got anything behind the bar already that's sort of comparable to this? And would I restock it when I finish the bottle? And that's what we're going to find out by the end of the video. So to give you some facts about this, Master of Malt price in the UK again, so £30.99. So again, $39 in the US, give or take. And as always, for you guys all around the world, actually, let me know your prices of Don Q, so we can sort of see the kind of comparison, if you like, to there. So as I say, this is, I've got the other, we did this as the live taste in the sort of the different barrel finishes in there. But this is my first real kind of look at Don Q. I had the Don Q Cristal that's right up there, which for me as a white rum didn't really kind of float my boat. So I kind of, you know, didn't really look at it. But when we did that live show, I was really impressed with Don Q, really impressed. I was like, wow, they are rums that are up my street and I need to give them a bit more love. So column still, 7-year-old, and has been aged in white oak. And just to give you their own sort of tasting notes on the back of the bottle here, it does say a minimum of 7 years. So, you know, with sort of Puerto Rican rum, you know, it's pretty much, as we've already discovered with the GIs and all that, you know, it's not a loose average number, it is a minimum. So if it says 7 years old in there, we have got 7-year-old rums in there. But their tasting notes, in a rum of complex character and versatile balance with subtle hints of vanilla and cocoa. Great for traditional rum-forward cocktails or on the rocks. You know, I don't know why a lot of brands don't just say it's flipping good neat. They always go on the rocks. And for me, I'm going to try it, but for me, as you've noticed recently, ice, I really don't like ice on the rocks with my rum. It kind of strips the flavour away. But as I let that roll over my tongue and just let your whole palate acclimatise that, yes, chocolate forward. Dairy milk, chocolate forward. That's kind of what I get off there. Yes, there's vanilla. Yes, there is that, as I said, that prickly sort of cinnamony kind of nod to it's a dry sort of spice and nod to barrel aging. But you know what, if I was to sum this rum up on the palate, I would say, whereas if you remember like El Dorado last week, same filming session, so half an hour ago, but if you remember the El Dorado 8, you know, I kind of said that was more sort of, the fruit was dialed back in this. I would actually say the fruit is on par, so I don't lose this sort of apricot, I don't lose those pear notes, I don't lose any of that sort of soft fruit. it doesn't play a backseat. It's there in equal. I'm not saying it's up front and in your face, but it's definitely there in equal measures compared to chocolate, compared to the vanilla, compared to the barrel aging. You know, it's a very kind of rounded rum in that sense. One last tasting. Do I pick anything else up? I think I'm pretty much there. I don't think there's anything else coming off that I would sort of pick out. It's, as I've said before, honey, pear, apricot, vanilla, woody notes, prickly cinnamon pepper, however you want to kind of call that. It's all like a prickly kind of little spice. Delicious, really delicious. So when we talk about use case for Donkey 7-year-old, again, this pretty much does the job. You know, when we talk about mixes and cocktails, it's gonna work very, very well. We've already looked at the rum and coke. Flipping delicious, really like it. A lighter, fruitier kind of rum and coke. The rum fashions, and again, I've just used normal Angostura bitters in there, but white sugar this time. Again, flipping delicious. Quite happily drink that. It's a lighter. Do it again. Do I pick the nuances of the rum out in that? No, because of the bitters, it kind of overshadows the rum a little bit. But is it a delicious drink? Yes. And that is the most important thing. It's a really great drink when you put it together. Mixer-wise, Canada Dry, Schweppes Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Fantastic. Love lighter style of rums with ginger ale. Right up my street. Delicious. The Fever Tree Apple, Sparkling Apple, or cider to you guys in the US. Again, delicious. Something, you know, that is a really new mixer to me. It's very different to the Beaver Apple that I've previously been rocking out for the last few months on here. A lighter, crisper style of apple and rum really works well together. Now, I was looking for some cocktails and I thought, do you know what better Donkey, you know, pretty big website, pretty big brand. They're obviously going to have some on their website. What I've gone for is their elevated pina colada, which is flipping delicious. So we've got coconut, my ODK coconut, pineapple juice, a bit of bitters in there, and a Donkey rum. That is flipping good. Really, really good. Again, you would normally use sort of a lighter white rum in a pina colada. But as we know from the Painkiller, which is a different cocktail, and a nutmeg sort of sets that off a treat anyway. You know, you've got orange in there on top of this. Makes a very different kind of pina colada. But if you like those lighter pina coladas with a lighter rum, but want something with a little bit of a twist, this is a really good pina colada. Oh, so good. I could easily chop a lot of that. Other cocktails I've got in there, espresso martini. Yes, that's going to work a treat. Hot buttered rum. Yes. Classic Mai Tai. Again, probably not for me, that in a Mai Tai, but yes, it's going to make a great cocktail, but not a Mai Tai for me. The two interesting ones, we've got a Guavalicious here, but a Classic 7, which has got maraschino in there, and vermouth. But the interesting one for me is kind of like a honey breeze. We've got, which I haven't got any coconut water here, but Donkey, honey water, coconut water, and cucumber. I would really like to try that because I think that might be quite tasty. So again, honey water, coconut water, and cucumber. That could be interesting. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Donkey 7, is it value for money? Have I got anything behind the bar already that kind of similar? And would I restock it when it's nearly empty? So let's tackle the money proposition as well. £30, 95p, I think it was. Going back to that, where are we? 30, there we go, 30.99, £31 in the UK. I'm quite happy paying that for that. I think that's exceptional value for money. I really do. Quite happy for that. So that's tackled the price point. All right. Have I got anything behind the bar already? Well, yeah. Now, this could be quite generic because obviously column still, Puerto Rico, column still, Puerto Rico, column still, Nicaragua, column still, Trinidad, column still, Cuba. All 7, 8-year-old rums. Are any of those similar in style to that? I think yes. If I'm being absolutely truthful here, I think yes. I definitely think the Bacardi and the Flor de Carne are a similar style to this. I think these two are slightly different style. The way they've been blended, the way they've been put together, they are heavier styles of rum. They are more robust, and they definitely have more barrel influence going on than what this does. But I have to come, so I'm authentic to myself, so you guys know, and you, for those long-term viewers that know my palate, that can judge my palate, this is the best way that I can sort of describe whether you might like it or not. I love lighter styles of rum. Okay, that is kind of my wheelhouse. I like session rums. I like lighter, where you don't, you know, they've got a little bit of complexity there. I don't like sort of chewy rums that you kind of, there's like, you know, really sort of struggle to have a decent. One glass is fair enough, but like 2 or 3 glasses, you know, 2 or 3 in an evening, you know, you would kind of struggle. I'm not with that. I love lighter styles of rum. So for me, would I restock this when that's empty? Yes. That is a resounding yes. And not only would I restock that, I really, really want to go down the whole Don Q route, because the other one that I really, really loved from the live tasting is that cognac barrel. I really love that. I wasn't too overwrought by the vermouth and the sherry, but then again, I'm not a huge sort of sherry rum fan, if you like, but I did love that cognac. But I want to go down, I want to do the, what's the next one up? Reserva. I want to go down the Don Q rabbit hole. So, so I'm restocking this, but am I restocking this in place of any of these? And I think, yes. I think I haven't quite made my mind up about those two, because they are different types of rum. Do I prefer this over those? Yes. That's my big thing. Yes, I definitely prefer that over that. But they are slightly different, if you know what I mean. They're not like for like comparisons, even though their column's still 7-year-old rums. But these two, over that, 100%. I'm going Don Q7 all the way over Bacardi 8 and Flor de Carne 7.